Welcome back. Oh, it is time for another edition of Made in the 1980s. I am Camp from the Port. And man, we are officially into fall. I don't think I said that before the last episode, but we are. This is my favorite season. This is my favorite time. And we're going to talk about one of my favorite nostalgia topics. And I think it's the first time I'm going to talk about it on air. But before we get to all of that, I got somebody shotgun at all times. And I am going to let him do what he does when I toss it to him. Pause if necessary. But introduce yourself. Okay, yeah, for sure. But introduce yourself for the people, please.
It is Wang Dang Doodle. Please say the goddamn doodle.
Please say it.
Or as you called me yesterday, Mr. Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, Mr. Back to the Future.
Let me tell you about this situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the people that's been here on this journey with us from the beginning, they knew the start. They knew the elevation that I had made and getting my content creating equipment, up to par.
Yes, sir.
So I sent the laptop off to get it repaired. They give me a phone call the other day and say, well, Mr. Brooks, the repair company that we sent it to originally couldn't fix your laptop.
What?
I'm like, okay, so like what now? Like I didn't even have the thing 2 months. Like what now?
Right.
Well, we have to get your permission to send it to another technician that's a little more skilled than the technician that we originally sent it to. So, with that being said, I don't know when I'm getting my fucking laptop back.
That is crazy. That is insane.
I don't know when I'm getting my fucking laptop back. So it's gonna be the cell phone for a couple of weeks, I'm guessing.
Yeah, hey, man, you know what? But hey, look, this is what getting it done by any means is all about. So, like, hey, that sucks. It's unfortunate. And listen, this is not an ad, but I will say for what you're experiencing, this is why I switched over to MacBooks. No gas. I've been creating so long. I started on Dell computers and Windows Movie Maker and Adobe Audition, like I'm still using now. And I kid you not, every time I got on somewhat of a hot streak, whether it was recording shows, going out with the mini cam at that time and recording us performing or just shooting my pilot for my never released series called Broads Get Nasty, or if I was just out with the homies kicking it and we recording card games, whenever I would get into a groove of chopping up video, chopping up audio, and creating all this content, before it was called content at the time, it was just like, hey, making a video, making an audio track. I kid you not, between that and trying to just download music, I couldn't keep a Dell computer for 2 solid years. Like it was just a no-go. And it wouldn't even necessarily viruses for me. It was just like it just stopped working, or it just stopped doing the things that I needed it to do. And it would mess up the quality of the videos. It would have the audio sounding real choppy. And it wasn't until 2010 I got my hands on my first MacBook. And man, I had literal external hard drives full audio, video, production work, everything. And it lasted me at least 12 years.
Yeah.
10 to 12 years. Yeah. So again, it's not an ad because they don't give us shit. but but I will say, I understand the price point for Mac products. I understand, budgeting and sacrificing. But for me, I ended up buying 6 Dell computers in my lifetime. But this is like 6 of them in 8 years, and then I got one MacBook that lasted me 12. I came out about this. I came out a little even at that point. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, man, hey, listen, we here to get it done, my brother. That's all that matters. Get it done. You know what I'm saying? We here to get it done. We getting it done. No faulty tech support program can stop this. And I think that's just important to let people know. Oh man. But yes, man, please say the damn doodle. And welcome to the show. Hey, you know what? We got a listener review. My guy Jawan said he checked out he specifically highlighted 2 episodes that he checked out. The baddest women of the 80s and 90s episodes. And he said we had him Googling. And he was like, yo, we on point. He agreed with a lot of you. Like, hey, he agreed with your stance on white women until he saw Topanga. You know what I mean? and he was like, yo, y'all threw out some names. I had to Google who that was. I was like, oh, no, she is bad. I was like, yeah, like that's what we wanted. Like, that's what the show was about. A trip down memory lane when you were reaching puberty and you were just really discovering what you wanted and liked out of life, man. That's what those episodes were for, man. I know. And man, and thank you so much, my brother, for listening. We appreciate you. And hopefully we'll keep the content coming. Hey, man, nostalgia wins. I mean, we have some great conversation no matter what, but it seems like the nostalgia episodes just win. They just win. So let's get to it, though. It's fall, Wang. And one thing that I've always associated with fall, especially as a youngster coming up, was the starter jacket. The starter jacket, I feel, even in Freeport, was one of the major like flags that let you know, hey, fall is here now. You know, obviously being in school, I think when those leaves start falling, the first football game, or like when the leaves fall at that one football game where it's leaves just everywhere. But usually when the starter coat comes out, it's like, okay, fall is here. And low key, I'm a little salty because I never got the starter coats I wanted, all of them anyway. But I think when they was, I don't know, I don't want to say they was phasing out, but on that end wave, I finally got one. And I'll keep it real. I didn't show it enough love. I
mean, at least you got to say that you had one.
True enough.
I was never gifted the starter jacket, although I wanted one so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I wanted a starter jacket real bad.
What was the team you wanted?
So, hey, look, I know I'm from Illinois.
There was 2 teams that you had to have one of these 2.
Yeah. We already know.
3 teams.
3?
It was 3 teams.
Okay.
It was 3.
Before I give the answer, was one of them a college team?
Yes.
Okay, bet. So I already know. So the one I wanted, because this was actually my team, because one of the guys on here is my favorite player, and we're gonna say that for another episode. But specifically, the black Charlotte Hornets starter coat, the pullover joint, and this is all pullovers. I'm giving just the pullovers.
Just a pullover.
And the Charlotte Hornet one, that was the one I wanted. The black with the purple and teal. That was the hardest one to me. And my team was the Charlotte Hornets in the 90s. I know I'm from Illinois. I know the Bulls won everything, but the Hornets were still my guys.
The Charlotte Hornets. Now I never seen the black one. The one that I always seen was the teal, white, and purple.
Yeah, hey, absolutely.
And the other one that I saw in my immediate family was that Charlotte's Hornet one.
Yeah.
Because come to find out, my girl had the exact same one way back when. And the Detroit Pistons one was another one that was close to my family, but I can't remember who it was that had the Detroit Pistons joint.
Really, that was pretty exclusive. I
can't remember.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was that had that joint. It might have been my brother too, because my brother was like always like the fashionista of the family. Like he was always up on all of that shit.
Yeah,
so it might have been his ass.
So, Charlotte Hornets was number one for me, but it's actually 1 and 1A because I don't think there was a starter pullover more popular than the Dallas Cowboy joint.
Dallas Cowboy joint was number one.
Yeah, that was one more popular.
But hey, that's when Dallas was America's team, though.
That's true. Hey, listen, I ended up watching football and liking football in the 90s because of watching Dallas versus San Francisco. Like, I even though obviously, again, from Illinois, I should be a Bears fan. But the first time I actually watched the football game, it was one of the first times I saw San Francisco versus Dallas. And I want to say Emmitt Smith ran for about 200 yards that game. And it was the squad with Troy Aikman at the QB, Alvin Harper and Michael Irvin at the receivers, Jay Novacek at the tight end, and Emmitt Smith was the running back. And even though I even knew like the defense, like Russell Maryland and all those guys. So like I really like honed in on this team. And those guys, and then watching Deion go from and Deion and Ken Norton switched teams. So they was on Dallas at one point, then they was on San Francisco and vice versa. So the Dallas Cowboy starter pullover, I think that is probably like the A1 of all time. I don't think there was any starter coat more popular than that one.
I agree with that. So I'll say Dallas number one, Charlotte number two,
mm-hmm.
Michigan 3.
Michigan. Okay, so I want to say something on that because I thought it would have been Georgetown.
Oh,
the Georgetown Hoya joint.
The Georgetown joint was exclusive.
Michigan up there though. Don't sleep. Michigan is in that top 5, I would say. But man, I really do think that Georgetown Hoya, that Hoya pullover, that went crazy. That went crazy.
That shit was bananas. I forgot all about that Georgetown joint.
Yeah, man.
Man, hey, I ain't gonna lie. If I could find one right now, I'm buying it.
Hey, facts. Hey, if I can find any of the pullovers, one that we're mentioning or any of them, I would definitely cop. You know, this lets me know that looking back, I totally slept on the one I ended up getting, and I know my mom got to be mad because I don't get me wrong. I tried to wear it, but for the dumbest reasons ever. Like, for all the reasons I didn't wear it as much as I should back in the day would be all the exact same reasons I would wear the starter coat I had now.
You better be glad your mama don't watch this shit.
Right. Hey, she tried to find the show too. She was like, I heard you got a show. Crockett said, you are off the chain. I was like, nah, you good? Go listen to Godfrey. You good? I got this over here. I don't hey, don't interfere with this.
Like what you don't understand, hey, Mom have been a part of many conversations. So
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like I don't need you trying to send me the link so I can be on. Nope. Like, we don't need you to confirm nothing. That's what she'll want to do. She'll want to watch, and then she'll want to critique, and then she'll want to be on the show. We're not having that.
Ooh, I can only imagine. That might be a hell of a show, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, listen. If you ever want to test the waters of cancel culture, we'll just go send old Cool Rise the link over here. And I'll let her run. I'll just let her go. I can't go live. YouTube will shut my channel down. They will. It is a fact. It is going to happen. That will be the last day my channel is up. Is the day I let her get on here live and just say whatever is on her mind.
Oh shit! Then you have to send me that. Let me edit that one first.
Yeah, right. Real boomer, all right? Real black boomer from the Midwest, all right?
I like it.
Yeah, man. But so those were your top 3 to 4, right? The Dallas joint, the Michigan joint, Georgetown. Were there any other starter coats that you remember that you wanted before I tell y'all the story of the one I had and how I really didn't realize what I had?
Outside of those were like the main ones that I wanted. I would have took a San Francisco 49ers joint.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I would have took a 49ers joint, but it had got so, for me, it had got, the trend had got so far away that I had got to a point where I would have took any of them. Just so I could say I had one.
I feel you. So yeah, no. So now, as you say that, I know they're not pullovers for the most part, but now Starter has brought back the satin button-down jackets. Have you seen those? And
no.
Would you cop any of those? Oh, hey, well, look.
I haven't seen them.
So I won't lie. It was a couple of the satin button-down jackets made by Starter now. They pretty slick. And a lot of those old color schemes too, which is fire. I definitely think some of them are super fly, you know. And for all of you, like maybe diehard sports fans that might be listening, you gotta understand, as young teens and adolescents and things like that, it wasn't about how good or bad the team was. It was about how fire the colorway was and how the logo looked on your back when you walk into school or getting on the bus. You know what I'm saying? They tried to make us take our starter jackets off in the school because we wearing them to class, swishing through the class, trying to get to the pencil sharpener to let people know how fire your jacket is. We from that era, okay? We don't. Oh, your team sucks. Look at how it matched the shoes and my pants, though. Like, what about that? What about how this hit with the black jeans and the J's? Like, that's all we was concerned about.
I used to have an Atlanta Hawks starter button down. It was black and hot pink.
Okay.
But I ain't seen that goddamn jacket in probably 20 years.
Man. Oh man.
Went to Iron T Junction. Shout out to Iron T Junction. Had a name embroidered on the back of it like it was a jersey and shit. Goddamn. Pulling it.
Killed him with that. I feel you know.
But on top of that, because like you said, that jacket turned into a whole outfit.
Yeah.
So I got the jacket, the crispy white tee under that motherfucker, It's probably like some Rockaware, some Sean John jeans, some shit like that. Even though we don't promote that nigga no more, fuck that nigga.
Right.
But had on the jeans, had on what the fuck were they? I can't even remember what the fuck the shoe, what brand the shoes was. But the shoes was matching black, I mean identical, black and hot pink.
Mm.
And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say they was some Fat Farm shoes or something. But the fact that the shit
Okay.
matched so perfectly, I had to get them. I
Yeah,
had to.
facts. Yeah, that's facts. I was gonna say either they was the Fat Farms or maybe like the maybe the Keds, maybe the Pro Keds or something like that, or British
No,
Knights.
they wasn't. I know they wasn't pro. I want to say they was Fat Farms, goddamn. But like I said, they
Yeah.
matched identical. Like
Mm.
literally, I could have sat the shoe on top of the jacket, and you'd be like, that shit came as a set. I had to buy them.
That's
I had to.
hard. That's hard. I like it.
And you wasn't gonna tell me I had that shit on that day.
Right. That's a fact. I like it. Oh man. So now here is before we close this segment out, I gotta tell y'all, man, how I definitely dropped the ball in hindsight. But again, man, I'm just gonna blame it on being 13, 14, not really knowing who I would be today. You dig? Like this is how we gonna segue. You know what I mean? This is how we gonna segue. We're gonna segue with the story. So obviously, I'm in a single parent home. My mom working. I think I put starter coat on my Christmas list 3-4 times by this by this time. You know what I'm saying? So and I threw out the ones, the Charlotte Hornets, I threw out the Dallas Cowboy, the Georgetown Hoya. I think I might even throw out the Pittsburgh Steelers joint because it was the black and gold. I've just always, you know what I mean? I was prepared to be that different because my uncle was a Steelers fan. So I was like, if nothing else, boom, that's the connection. And man, my mama, and you know what? Hey, and you know what? And maybe just maybe this was on my list. I do not remember, but I don't know. But in hindsight, my mom caught me something so exclusive that I didn't even realize it. She got me the Houston Rockets starter pullover.
Hey.
And this is so now look, this like 94, 95. You know what happened in 94, 95?
Whole franchise.
They won the NBA title. So they back to back. And I was like, yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. And I wore it, and I used to wear it a lot with with these off-white pants. I had the Nike Air Melts. And I was like, yeah, but as I got to wearing it, Wang, I started saying like stupid stuff. I started saying like, this red is too bright.
What?
I was like, I don't like wearing all this red. I don't know. I'm stupid. I'm a stupid teenager. And as I'm wearing it, and then I'm like, but like everybody was like, yo, but no, this exclusive though. Like this cold. I'm like, yeah, man, thank you. But like I'm not really rocking it like I should be rocking it. And then all pun intended right there. Double entendre. Ask me how. And man, they get Barkley on the squad and change the colors. So now I'm tripping because it's old and outdated. So I stopped wearing the damn jacket just because the colors changed for the team and I didn't like wearing so much red. Loser. Loser talk from me. Cam from the point. This is loser talk because, bro, if I put this brain fully developed in that narrow ass kid's skull, I'd be like, oh man, ain't nobody in the port got this. I would have been more like, yo, I gotta flip this because everybody don't got this. And I got the retro joint. I got the OG joint. Like, right. It's like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I don't even have a lot of pictures in this jacket, if any. I mean, I've never been a really big picture taker or took a lot of pictures, which is something I honestly do regret. But man, I saw it, and even though Rockets fan, loved Akeem Olajuwon, knew that I hadn't seen this. When I opened that up, when I opened the package up and seen that, I knew nobody had this jacket, Wang. I knew I'm one of one in the port. I'm one of one. And I fronted on the jacket as soon as I felt I was wearing too much red, and as soon as they changed the color scheme and the logo for the Houston Rockets, man.
See, I'm gonna give you grace. I'm going to personally give you grace because back when you kids, you don't think ahead.
Yeah.
You're thinking the right now.
Yep.
And right now, you felt like that shit was not popping.
Yep.
Imagine, like you said, imagine if you didn't front on that jacket and you were still able to go to your closet and pull that motherfucker out.
Man. Oh. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Oh, God. But I'm too worried about, oh, you got the old colors on. Like, stupid child, you stupid child. Cameron, you're a stupid child. Like, that's how I feel.
Look, we live and we learn. And unfortunately, we can't go back.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we cannot go back, man. We cannot go back.
But the crazy part is, and the way that the world is now with the retro Jordans and people bringing back the '90s style shoes, like they just bought the Barkley up tempos back around, and then early 2000s we got hit with the throwback jerseys, and now motherfuckers ain't throwing shit away.
Right. Right. Now we're rebuying and hoarding.
Like that ass. Motherfucker got a Kobe Bryant jersey right now. Shit, hey, I used to wear it. Now it's in a frame.
Yep.
Put away. And 30 years later,
yeah, man,
probably gonna be worth shit. But I still got an OG Kobe jersey.
Facts, and that's all that matters. You got the number 8 joint,
the number 8 Kobe jersey by Mitchell and Ness.
Right, man. That's so funny because you're absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right. We man, if my frontal lobe was just more developed, man, I would have killed that. I would have wore it on this episode. If my frontal lobe was more developed, I would have wore it on this episode because you know what? Wildly enough, speaking to your exact point, that's why it's so difficult for me to get rid of stuff now. Because now I feel like I got to let people know, no, I've been had this. now I got to let you know, like, no, hey, look, I'm keeping this just to show you I got it, even if I don't wear it. Because there are some jerseys I want framed. To this day, I got a Charles Barkley home Sixers jersey, 84-85. I wore it like in the 2000s. But by the time we got to, I think maybe like 03, 04, I'd stopped wearing it. I think I either washed it or took it to the dry cleaner or whatever. And I haven't worn it, I don't think, since. Oh, no, I wore it for July 4th and played Dipset Anthem out here in Tennessee. Yes, that's the last time I wore it. But my goal is, though, to meet Charles Barkley, have him sign this jersey, and then frame it and never wear it again. But that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have any other motive, like, but I'm definitely not giving it away, because even if it never becomes a collector's item, which, come on, it's a collector's item at this point. But It's just like, no, I was like, no, I want you to know that, no, this is what I was on in 03. Like while everybody was going to get the West Unseld Washington Bullets jersey or all the other popular throwbacks, I found the home Charles Barkley, not the away joint, not the red joint, but the white joint with the blue and red letters on it, because I've never seen it. So now, piggybacking off of this story about the starter code, now I relish in the thought that, hey, I'm the only person I know that got this. Versus back then, I was like, dang, I'm the only person that got this. It's like, see how dumb I sound? Like, man, that's crazy. Man, thank God for growing up, man.
I mean, I kind of got a story that's kind of like that. I had Carmelo Anthony's McDonald's jersey.
Oh, where he went crazy at the McDonald's.
Went nuts. So, like I said, me not knowing what I got.
Yeah.
I mean, it's official. Mitchell and Ness joint, it's official.
Yeah.
With no iron on, everything was stitched.
Right.
I got that shit. We was kicking it at my aunt's house one night, and we all got to play it, and matter of fact, we was in the middle of the fucking street having relay races and shit. So like, we're out there having a good old time as adults.
Right.
Summertime. I take the jersey off and I hang it up in her cloak closet.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna let nobody fuck with my jersey, goddamn. But the jersey sat over there for months. I think like, damn, my jersey's still over there at AT house.
Right.
Slide by there, goddamn, grab the jersey. Boom, I'm out. I go to the closet, can't find the jersey. AT, that jersey I had that was in the closet, you know where it's at? She come downstairs, she got the motherfucker on. Boy, I've been wearing this as a nightgown.
Like, this real comfortable. I like the stitching.
I'm looking at it, it's food stains on it all the time. I'm like, you know what? You got it, AT.
Like, take this to the cleaners and give it back. No.
She was like, yeah, I just thought it was a regular jersey. I've been wearing it as a nightgown the last
couple. Oh man! It was like, you know what?
$200 nightgown, huh?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. A $200 nightgown. Huh? That's what you saw.
All right.
Oh man!
I mean, she looked good and comfortable in it too. Go ahead and just wipe my hands with that one.
Right. Oh man. No, that's heartbreak.
Don't feel bad.
Yeah, but but hey, hey, listen, man, this is all about living and learning and just flat out growing up, not realizing what we had and hey, and never making the same mistake twice. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, I am as we talk about these stories and we share these stories, it definitely brings me back to a time where it's just like, man, it was so much to like wonder for our generation specifically. I think we've mentioned a couple of times how, like, we grew up without the internet. Like, there's people that are like, oh, we grew up without social media. I was like, but let's take it a step further. We grew up without the internet. Like, then social media, but internet is before that. Like, we were coming up at a time when it was just being created. Like Al Gore was like, yo, I got this thing and you can use your computer to get on it. But it's like, there ain't no wires outside. It's going to be like a wire in your house. It's going to connect you to the world. And it's like, dude, lay off the acid. You know what I mean? So, but now here we are in the, it's the 21st century, I believe, right? Or are we the 22nd? Because it's the 2000s.
I think we're still the 21st.
Okay. That makes sense to me, because I mean, unless the year one counts to year 999, and I don't know. But hey,
however that shit works.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Hey, look, the 80s and 90s. Nigga, how about that, right? And one thing I thought about, and I think about even as I speak to so many young people now in my line of work, is their aspirations and what they just believe that they can do. And man, I want to frame this question to you. What did you want to be when you grew up, and why did it not happen yet? Because there's still time as we grow every day. Like, I don't want us to be in a nostalgia bag and be like, oh man, well, that dream is dashed, unless you want to be like in the NBA or the NFL or something. Like, you may not make that happen. But outside of that, because I think even making the Olympics is still possible. So you could still compete on a professional level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even saying athletics and like that's the only option. Like, yo, you're 2024, the Olympics is in LA. So you can make something happen. I mean, like 2020, what was it, not 6 or 28? I don't forget. But yes, I'm sorry. Back to my question as I fumble through facts. All right. What did you want to be when you grew up, and has it or has it not happened yet?
It has not happened yet.
Okay.
And I still haven't given up on it either, though.
Beautiful.
Only reason why I haven't pursued it yet, because I started having kids, and I wasn't going to another state without my children to fulfill a dream. I couldn't do it.
Respect.
But it's funny because when I say it, everybody laughs at me, but it's always been my dream.
Okay.
Way back when, for somebody to own an adult nightclub, strip club, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
You were usually a one and done. You had your club, that was it. If there was another club in that same town, it was owned by a whole nother person.
Mm-hmm.
There was a third, you were just in competition with two other people, however many it may be. But there was never a strip club chain.
Yeah.
I wanted to own the first chain of strip clubs.
Hey.
And I got in trouble. I got in trouble for this. Shout out to Miss Frick.
This is funny already.
Shout out Kim Frick. She had this guy come in because they had started this program. I want to say they started this program shortly after you graduated, Cap.
Mm.
It was called Jobs for Illinois Graduates. It was a 2-hour class that we went to every morning. And it basically taught us how to maneuver in the world as far as like getting jobs, holding jobs, negotiating wages, how to fill out applications, the whole, like, just getting us ready to be adults.
Kind of like the Safdie's program, kind of.
Yeah.
Dope.
So she brings this guy in. He's a business owner, and he's talking about all the stuff that he did and like how he got the loans to get the business started, the college courses he took, and so on and so forth. So then he asks us all one by one. Now, I've always had this dream from like fucking junior high. I've always had this dream.
Yeah.
So he asks everybody one by one, what do you want to do when you graduate? Everybody said, typical lawyer, doctor, veterinarian, shit like that. Boom.
Yeah.
It gets to me. I want to own a chain of strip clubs. Hey, Miss Frick was just like, what the fuck? Dude, what? I want to own a chain of strip clubs. What do you mean? What do you mean what I mean?
Right.
Pretty fucking extra stone. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
Strip club. Me as the owner. A bunch of them though.
Right. Like, how much more detail do you need?
like what questions are what about that answer are you not comprehending?
Yeah.
So he kind of just glossed past me like, okay, he's just being a class clown, being an asshole, whatever. So the class is over.
Right.
Miss Frick walks up to me. She was like, "Dear, I know that you've always said that since you started this class. But can we come up with something else when we have guests coming to ask these questions?"
But no.
Miss Frick was my favorite teacher. She's always been my favorite teacher. So I'm like, with all due respect, I'm not going to change my answer because he just may be the person to help me accomplish my goal.
Facts.
And she says, I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Because he's a business owner.
He's a business owner. He's the perfect person to tell me what avenues, what lanes, who I need to talk to, and what the shit I need to do to get to where he is. It's just we not gonna be doing the same shit.
Yeah. That's it. But you're still providing goods and services.
I think people probably would enjoy my goods and services more than they enjoy yours.
Facts.
Because one thing I know, I can't remember what it was he said he did, but I've never been to any of the things or wanted to do any of the shit that he was talking about. But how many times have I been to the strip club since I graduated high school?
Hey, right. Hey, listen. Man, listen. See, this is wild. This is wild what you're saying here for a lot of positive reasons, because one of my goals was to own a strip club. And I have not done it. I've even been thinking about it out here because our strip clubs are trash. Even the locals, the natives say it. But this was always one of my goals. I was like, and I'll paint a better timeline when it's my goal. But I was like, I think I could run a really successful strip club. I was like, I think I know the kind of vibe that people would like want to see in here, like music wise, girl wise. Like I was like, I don't really discriminate. Like I would be popping. And the thing is, in my 20s, I went to a lot of strip clubs. I went to them in different states and cities. So I've been to most of the popular ones, I would say, in Chicago. But then I went to ones in Atlanta. I went to ones in LA. I went to one in Dallas. And I was like, okay, so I got a good range of this. I've watched amateur nights. I've watched superstars go up there. Like I was like, yo, no, I could really do this. I was like, if that, I was like, or I'll be the illest strip club DJ ever in life. I was like, but maybe I'll own and operate. I'll be the DJ at my own strip club. I think I could do both. So I wouldn't have laughed at you at all. I'm like, bro, we need to collab because here are the things that have been on my mind the last 7 years. So, man, Now, granted, you definitely had me early as far as the thought. I didn't think about it until I was probably like 19 or 20 when I was just like, yo, because we were going to a spot called Diamonds at the time. And I was learning like a lot of different rules, and somehow me and the crew I was with, we just always end up meeting like a DJ or a very nice bouncer, the general manager, and we would actually be chopping it up with dude. Like they would see us having a good time. They're like, man, you guys are great. And the girls would come over, they dance, and we kicking it. Like we ain't trying to like grope them and be all like perverted or nothing like that. We kicking it with the girls. So like they come over and sometimes they spend too much time or they late going to the stage. So the dude to come over, like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, yo, what's up? We about to get some more drinks, blah, 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 blah. Like, yo, we having a great time. This was dope. And then it just turns into, so man, how much money y'all make a day? Yo, why do y'all get to take y'all clothes off, but they don't down the street? Like, so we can bring our liquor here. Like, what do y'all serve? And then, and like, so we getting game as we are there. So I was like, yo, I could do this. I could run a really successful strip club. So I would have never laughed at you had we had this conversation in the early 2000s.
Like I even had a game plan of like the girls were going to want to more or less dance at my club because of the percentage that they were going to take home.
Which is
You
key.
put in the work. I hired you. You put the work in. I want you to get rich working for me.
Yeah.
But as long as I got the best dancers, the best environment, safe environment, that means people are going to roll in through the door. So I'm going to make my money off the door.
Mm-hmm.
You going to come, you going to buy drinks. So I'm going to make my money off the drinks. I don't want 20%. Give me 5.
Hey, because
the
experience in itself is going to sell.
Exactly. That's going to make the baddest motherfuckers in the club going to want to come dance for me. That chick that worked the strip club that's on the other side of town that's bringing in fucking 5K a night. When she find out that I'm only asking for 5%, oh, she on her way.
Yeah, facts.
And I'm not even telling you to leave your regulars. Just gonna fuck with me every now and again. Go fuck with me every couple Fridays, Saturdays, something like that. I'm not here to hold you hostage.
Yeah. Yeah, hey,
but
listen.
We all finna get rich today.
Hey, that's that gospel I be talking about. That's that gospel I be talking about. Hey, listen, you're gonna make that happen, and most likely I'm gonna be a partner.
I just got to get away from here because we can't have one within city limits.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Can't have one, not even city limits. Can't have one in Stevenson County. Period.
Oh yeah, hey, but hey, listen, you're not far from 3 or 4 other counties, though.
This is true, but so, you also got to take into consideration which direction of which county I go into. You know, I might be I might end up in a sundown town and don't know it.
Hey, right. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But yeah, no. Hey, listen, that is so attainable, so real, so not out the woods for you. So yeah, keep that going. And you know what? It's wow. It's so funny that you thought like that because look, okay, so now let's fast forward though in the dreams and the goals and all that and the aspect of them telling you to pick something else. Present day, there is only one chain, so to speak, that exists, and that scores. But look how long it took for us to get there. There's still only one like real chain. There's still a lot of like isolated clubs, but you could have literally developed the first scores had they just let you cook.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I've had this dream mentally in place since I was in like the 7th grade.
Wow. Yeah, hey man. Hey, it starts with one. It starts with one.
Hey, like Buddy said, I'm not gonna get you sucker. Next is fries.
You know what I'm saying?
Then I'll be making the big bucks.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Man. Oh man, wow. That's what I want this episode to do. That was awesome. That was awesome. So now I got a timeline. I'm gonna kind of like fast forward my timeline since I gave y'all a piece of it. So I wandered aimlessly for a very long time. I won't even joke. I want to say it wasn't until I got to maybe freshman or sophomore year in high school that I started developing an idea of what I wanted to do, or at least what I thought I wanted to do. And it was being an electrician. And
Oof.
yeah, in hindsight, that sounds super crazy. But Mr. DeHaan, electronic technology 1 and 2, I think. Which one of them we learned house wiring, and that's where I got the bug, because I like soldering. It took me a minute, and like wood shop, I probably wasn't going to be the greatest carpenter. But something about when we got the house wiring, I started bodying that. Like I started bodying house wiring. So I was like, yo, I could probably do this. Like, yeah, this is what I'll do. I'll be an electrician. Hey, my uncle's an electrician. He makes good money. He's working for ADT. Like, so I was gonna do that. And then hip hop started taking over my world. And then I saw the Flavor in Your Ear video, the remix video, both of them. But something about the Flavor in Your Ear remix video, rest in peace, Craig Mack. And I know this is super taboo to say right now. But when I saw the guy with the bottles that ended up dancing, I was like, yo, who's that guy? He's cool. I want to be that guy. Learned that there was a guy named Sean Puffy Combs. And he's the executive producer of this song that I love so much. So then I buy Project Funk the World. I buy Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. And I realized that not only is he the executive producer, but he owns the label. I was like, oh, so he's responsible for me hearing these rap songs. Okay, so I want to be Puff Daddy. Cool. So now we get to my junior into senior year. I don't want to be an electrician no more. I want to be Puff Daddy. And I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? Because I've already gotten into the tech school to be an electrician. I've already got in. I got in before I graduated. Like my mom drove me to DeVry, the electrical technician courses, and I went in there. I took the test. I knew exactly what I was going to do, and I want to say, yeah, I took it during like winter break of senior year, maybe. I think I took it before winter break, like that December, or on winter break. I'm sorry, December of what, 98 that would have been. Yeah, because I started in November of 99. So I took this test, I got in, but then I decided I wanted to be Puff Daddy. Now, granted, I know 94 to 98, this is a lot of time, but I've processed and thought about this. And as I fall more in love with the concept and structure and learning the jobs within hip hop, I'm changing my mind now, because I'm a stupid teenager. I'm changing my mind. And so I then talked to the admissions department. I was like, hey, look, I was like, I don't think I'm at the right school anymore. I want to be Puff Daddy, so I got to go to the schools that he goes to. Like, now I realized he went to Howard. I didn't realize where Howard was. I didn't know what his degree was or nothing. I was like, yo, but this is who I want to be. So I got to do what he's doing. He's not an electrician. He runs Bad Boy Entertainment. And needless to say, they didn't want to lose the money that they had. So and in hindsight, I should say this, it didn't seem like the right fit at the time, but I ended up changing my major and going for business operations management. So now, business operations and management are definitely needed.
Yeah.
I was just in the wrong damn environment. So, even though I end up going to NIU and kicking it and going to Marquette and going to other like just places, other universities and things like that, I probably should have just went to a different school. But while I'm there, though, I change again. So now after meeting a few of my friends, we called ourselves the United Nations. We were the United Nations because I was the black guy. I was friends with an Italian guy, a Mexican, a Filipino, and another kid that was like, I think Korean, I think it is, or Polish. I forget. One of them was down with, oh no, and then, how can I forget my Indian friends? So we were the United Nations. And we were going to open them all. We were like, yo, we need to pull our resources together. We're going to graduate. We're going to open them all. And that was my idea. I ain't going to lie. Because Freeport. The only mall I ever seen in my life was Cherryville Mall. But being in Chicago, I got to see Stratford Mall and Fox Valley and North Riverside and Woodfield Mall. And I was like, wow. And I started really doing the knowledge of how much money these malls make. And I was like, yo, I would build a super dope mall. I was like, but I need like an architect and like construction workers. And we got to outsource all the, I was like, we got to get people to buy leasing space. So like, I knew exactly what to do. But I was like, yo, I don't have money to start a mall or build a mall. I was like, I'm almost in poverty. Like, I'm here in debt now. Like, I don't have the money to do this. So it was in my mind that I was going to have 2 or 3 homies, or all 5 of us. We were all going to put in some bread to build this mall. Needless to say, it don't happen. And with so many dreams deferred, somehow I end up at my guy Versatile's apartment, and I'm rapping, and we about to put out this song. I'm all over the place. And so I was like, yo, maybe, just maybe, because they gassing me. So they was like, yo, you need to try to put out something. You try to put out like one of these songs, or we should do like a compilation mixtape or whatever. And so like, I'm with it, you know what I mean? And it never comes out. I don't put out a project till years later with my guy Renaissance. It was the first collab project I did. It was about 3 or 4 years of just things that just never happened. But I'm rapping my heart out, thinking that maybe this is going to be it. And I'm giving y'all all this backstory to say that, man, I think I had my first tangible dream, like, not be deferred, and I had my first glimpse of what I wanted to be when I grew up, when I got into radio. And I was 28 years old by then. And I had to go back to school, get a certification in radio and TV broadcasting. But man, that finish line was very quick, because this was the first time. So for anybody in their teenage years or your early 20s, let my story give you some hope, right? Because at 28 years old, I finally decided what I was going to do. I could see the finish line, and I made a beeline towards it. And with just that, knowing what I wanted, knowing how to pursue it, I got into radio full time within 12 months. So by the time I'm 29, I'm working full time in radio, and most people never do that. Now, it wasn't on air. That's not where I started. I started behind the scenes, online content editing, and then I was given a chance to cut spots. And then from there, I did get a chance to be a segment host on TV as well as radio. And it materialized into a part-time weekend shift for the classic hip hop station. And that's as far as I got. I always wanted to be like in the night show, the late night show, because I wanted to get super crazy on air, or work my way up to like a morning show. Those goals still never happened, but at least I got into the mix to where at least I saw it. I got in the game and seen what it was. And that was And that was very fulfilling yet heartbreaking at the same time, because once you learn what radio is and how it works, like, you get kind of discouraged. So I'll move
Yeah.
forward. I'm saying all that to say this because I'm going to cut this story short. There's so much more to tell in between this 28, because now I'm at 43. So there's a lot more to tell, and I've made a lot more pivots in this space. But what I will say is this, Wang. I wish that I knew I really was going to gravitate to this no matter what. Because the way I look at it now, when I grow up, I always wanted to be a personality. I always wanted to be a voice, a broadcaster, something of that nature, because this is something that has always come naturally for me and that I can't stop doing. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. No, sorry. Too soon? Too soon? I don't know. And what's so crazy, Wang, is that maybe I was just too self-contained and too to myself, because I saw kids take the audio-visual classes. I never thought to take them. I never thought to do any of this in high school, and nobody pushed me in that direction. But hey, you know what? I'm 15 years old. I'm 6'1". They're thinking I'm going to grow another 6 inches and I'm going to be like a power forward if I put on enough weight. You know what I'm saying? But so, they're not really, I'm not really being pushed in any direction. They're just like, oh, I'm sure you can play basketball or football.
But we talked about that on a previous show. Like, we were never technically guided down anything. Like, when we figured it out, we figured it out on our own.
Yeah.
So like I said, okay, like, not taking it away from you, but I was saying this when I was in the 7th, 8th grade. Everybody that was older than me or raising me or whatever kind of just told me to shut the fuck up because they thought I was just talking out my ass.
Right, because you were a kid.
I'm a kid. You just saying shit. You work ready to motherfucking train a strip club. You can get yourself a job and
like, that is my job.
I want this to be my job, but nobody took it serious.
Yeah.
Like, from my mom, stepfather, brothers, nobody took that shit serious. But the fact that I kept saying that shit, years down the line, it was just like, this nigga was serious all this time. Yes, motherfucker, I was serious.
Yes, pay attention to me. I actually know what I want with my life. I actually know. So yeah, man. It's but no, that's a great point, and I'm so glad you shared that story, because it kind of came full circle to me. Even as we were talking, it was like, yo, I've always wanted to be a broadcaster and just didn't know it because I was never even given that inkling that I could do it.
Right.
And now I look at this present day. I don't work for, a corporate radio station or a privately owned one, but yet I use any free second that I have to produce podcasts, curate podcasts, come up with different names. I want to go live. I want to, I do all of these things in an effort to just broadcast a message that I hope just reaches somebody, touches somebody, and change somebody's life in some way positive, if possible, unless we're talking about nobody's favorite rapper. But I look at that and I'm just like, yo, this is it. This was the thing that I've always wanted to do. Like, this never has felt like work to me. I could do this. Well, I do this for free, but I could do this every day for hours. And man, it's a wild revelation to come to as I'm sitting here in my middle age thinking about what's really supposed to be next, not what is next, what's supposed to be next, now that I have this idea in my mind. And man, I don't know who listening, so I'm gonna stop right there. But just know that, man, it took me 4 decades to really come to the realization, even as I'm in the thick of it though, Wayne, like even as like I'm losing my radio job and I'm trying to find another one, I'm still like, well, I'm just trying to pivot. I'm just trying to figure it out. It don't really hit home that, yo, this is your dream job. Like, this is what you want to do. You want to be in this space. Like, when you're cracking these mics and you are giving out this content, you are living your dream. And it didn't even occur to me because I I love it so much it's unconscious to me. Totally unconscious. I just do it because it feels right to do.
So if you got so just so happen you wake up tomorrow and the right person comes across made in the 1980s. And he likes the camp from the port presentation. He likes the way, you command the mic, and he offers you a job in radio as an actual personality.
Mhm.
Are you going to take it, or are you going to stay within the career that you're in?
I'm gonna take it and give him a whole different show that don't affect what I've planted the seeds here for myself.
Okay.
Let me give anybody else aspiring to be a broadcaster some more game. What I learned in corporate radio is that they are going to leverage their platform to make it look like they made you. And be careful with that, because what will happen in the contracts that you may sign is saying that they own your IP and they've trademarked your name. And you can't be who you are and what you've built somewhere else. It's interesting because I was watching the Mr. McMahon documentary, and it's a lot of the same thing was going on with Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania and Vince McMahon. So, it was a collaborative effort, but truth be told, Hulk Hogan had Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania. He knew that's what it was going to be. But Vince McMahon was like, but hey, I'm going to make this mean something. Both are equally important, but especially if you sign with corporate structures, they're going to be like, well, man, I mean, yeah, you were this, but your audience was only 2,000 when we found you. It's 200,000 now. So,
Yeah.
like, and that's why personally, you can take different elements, but definitely give them something you don't mind parting with. That way, when you do come back to your own place of ownership, you can keep going. Because believe it or not, y'all, they're not cutting Howard Stern deals for everybody. They're just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody ain't gonna be Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, exactly. Hey, heartbeat though. Heartbeat. Heartbeat. Hey, I don't even want to tell you the number I would go for. But that's how much I believe in myself and love what I do when I do this, though.
I respect that answer. I
Thank you.
respect
Thank you.
that answer.
Oh man, this was awesome. Um, before we get out of here, man, any final words on just the whole aspect of when I grow up and dream jobs? Because just like I'm not out of time, you definitely not out of time.
Oh no. I say I would say don't let people around you deter you from your dream or make your dream not feel valid.
Bars.
At the end of the day, it's your dream.
Yeah.
Whether it's big, small, in the middle, whatever, it's your dream. Don't let nobody tell you that your dream ain't valid.
Yeah. Facts. Facts. Super cosign that. I super cosign that. And I want to add to it, understand that whatever you do effortlessly is the dream. Whatever you feel whatever you feel you want to get better at just because is the dream. We get so many outlets and tentacles and information, and we get fed so much of who we should be, who we ought to be, who people think we should be, even some people telling you who you're not. But only you can answer that. Always answer for yourself first. You cannot answer by way of your mother and father. You can't answer by way of your brothers and sisters. You can't answer by way of your wife or spouse and your children. You really have to understand who you are, what makes you tick, what can you do, and you need to channel that and make it happen to reinforce what Wang just said about making sure nobody else validates your dream more than you. You are the advocate. You are the validation. You need that in God. That's it. And you'll be all right, man. Or sis, who's ever watched, because I'm sure women watch the show too. Oh, man. I feel good. My spirit is lifted. Let's stop here. Hey, listen, guys, we appreciate y'all checking out Made in the 1980s. Thank you for joining this growing community. Thank you. Please don't spare your reviews, your comments, your shares. Send us a text, but also share the damn show with a caption about how funny or how fire you think the show is, because that's even greatly more appreciated. But it's all appreciated the same. And of course, no matter what, and always consensually, it's always love.